Alright, let's talk about Black Panther. Now, this movie's more than just a superhero flick. It's a cultural movement. But imagine if instead of T'Challa getting the suit, it was just some guy from the street who somehow got access to all that tech. That's where the real story begins, right? But we're not here for normal stuff. Before we kick it off, remember, 3 secret words will pop up randomly. The first word, Wakanda. Keep an ear out for it, 'cause it's coming your way. Black Panther, the Wakandan king who just gets it. First of all, we gotta talk about T'Challa. The man's a king, a superhero, and somehow, still a guy who knows how to make a good decision. Something most people can't even do when they're picking what's for lunch. But let's be real. If I had access to all the vibranium in the world, I wouldn't be saving the world. Nah, I'd be out there living like a king. Forget fixing world hunger. I'm ordering a lifetime supply of the world's finest pizza and a private island. But hey, that's just me. T'Challa like the perfect guy, right? He's noble, brave, and literally has the best technology in the world at his fingertips. But is he getting laid enough? I don't know about you, but if I had a super suit and all that Wakandan tech, I'd probably be out there showing off a little too. I mean, no one's even trying to make moves on Nakia. What's the deal, bro? She's right there. And instead of making a move, T'Challa I need to save the world first. Bro, relax. There's always time to save the world after the date night. But what I like about him is that he's not just out here flexing his tech and superpowers. Nah, this dude's actually got a brain. Unlike most people who get a little taste of power and then start acting like they own the world, T'Challa let's use this for good. And sure, he makes some mistakes along the way, but who doesn't? This guy's playing the long game, I'm gonna make Wakanda a place where the world can come together. And I get it, but maybe a little less nobility and more partying could help too. Second secret word alert. Vibranium. Keep your eyes on it. It's gonna sneak up on you soon. Killmonger. The guy who was too right but also too wrong. Now let's talk about Killmonger. This dude was on fire. No, seriously, he came in with one of the best entrances I've ever seen in a movie. Dude walks into the room like he's ready to overthrow the government, and honestly I was like, yeah, he's probably got a point. His whole idea about taking Wakanda's tech and sharing it with the world was actually, for once, the correct thing. You've got the power to help the world, and you're hoarding it. It's almost like T'Challa didn't learn anything from real-world issues. But here's the thing. Killmonger's plans, while noble in theory, are flawed because he's too emotional about it. And here's where he messed up. Instead of trying to form alliances and get people on his side, he's like, nah, we're taking over, everyone else can suck it. That's a classic mistake. You don't overthrow a government just because you think you can. Especially when you're dealing with a system that's way more complex than a simple destroy and rebuild mentality. But hey, he's still an iconic villain because his logic made too much sense. Sometimes you gotta admit, the villain knows what's up, but they just don't have the right people skills to actually make a change. Here comes the third secret word, Panther. Let's see if you can catch it before the end. The real power of Wakanda. Let's be honest, it's the tech. Let's get one thing clear. Wakanda is freaking amazing. Their tech is so far beyond anything we've seen. It makes Tony Stark's Iron Man suit look like a toddler's toy. I mean, the way they built their entire civilization around vibranium, it's like they were 10 steps ahead of everyone else. I mean, how are we sitting here in 2024 still wondering how to make a flying car when these guys have been cruising around with spaceships for decades? But here's the thing. Wakanda didn't just keep their tech to themselves. Nah, they kept it secret. Imagine if you had the cure to every disease in the world and you were like, yeah, I'm gonna just keep this in my backyard. No one needs to know. It's kinda messed up when you think about it. And that's why we get people like Killmonger. Guys who are like, yo, you've got all this power and you're doing what with it? Keeping it locked up in your vault. It's almost like T'Challa needed a little bit of that Andrew Tate logic, stop being so nice. Share the damn tech and rule the world. Final thoughts. Power, responsibility, and a little bit of love. At the end of the day, Black Panther isn't just about T'Challa becoming a superhero. It's about him learning the true meaning of leadership. You don't just lead by having the best tech or the strongest army. Nah, you lead by understanding your people, understanding the world, and knowing when to stand up and say, I'm gonna change things. But also, let's be real, dude's gotta start taking his love life a little more seriously. A little less world-saving, a little more dating. The world can wait for a hot second, right? That's it. Don't forget to comment the secret words you've caught. First 3 people to comment them win. You can only win once, so choose wisely. Now go out there and remember, you don't need a vibranium suit to win in life. Just a little confidence and some smooth moves.